How's it going, Sha?
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. How are you doing?
I'm good. Admittedly, like I feel like you ever do something that like you feel like you should get more props for, and like you don't.
Maybe.
Like, so this is the situation, right? Like my wife, she is pretty sure she broke the stove.
Okay.
Right? She broke the stove.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, hey, I feel bad. You know, she asked me to check it out. I tried to fix it. I look into it. I had the manuals. I was going crazy. Brought my dad over. We can't figure it out. And then we, after like messing around with it, we saw that we needed to get like a part, and the part cost half of the price of the stove.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I got to buy a stove, right? It is what it is. So I bought a new stove. Now listen, she felt bad, right? She's like, I know, because she knows she broke it. She was like cleaning and moving stuff, and the part that, and the way she moved it, she knows led to that breaking.
Okay.
Right? Now, as a husband, I feel like that's fucked up. I can't make her feel bad about like cleaning the house. A. B. Realistically, you cook 90% of the meals here.
Right.
You were gonna break the stove. Like it wasn't because you did something wrong.
Right.
It's just you're the one handling it. So like, don't feel bad about breaking the stove. You know what I mean? It is, like if I fuck up the car, like it's on me. I drive more. You know, like it is what it is. So like I took that. I was like, yo, don't even think like that. It's all good. You know what I mean? Then I looked at the stoves that was available. She likes to bake. I say, yo, why don't we splurge on a stove? Because you like baking. You get a stove that like isn't just for the crib, but like that you like love and helps you do what you do.
Okay.
Let's use this occasion. Cool. She pick out a crazy stove. I say, yo, this is the budget. It's how much the old stove costs. This is how much I could spend, which was 50% more than the previous stove would have cost to buy again right now.
Right.
So whatever that price is, 50% more of that price I'm now paying for the stove.
Yeah.
And she looked at the stove and said, cool, I want this one that costs 50% more than that one. Right? So now I'm double the stove on a stove, you know, that I wouldn't have needed. You know what I mean? This is what it is, you know? And on top of that, the way she broke the stove only broke the oven. I don't eat shit from the oven. Only thing that's from the oven is the cookies. I'm on the top.
Right.
Right? Like I'm everything fried on top. I'm good. And all those things worked. So like to me, we broke the stove. All that did is like, oh, so you ain't gonna make cookies, but we can still eat. I could have replaced the stove a year from now and not noticed.
Right.
But I understand she bakes to feel better. So this felt like a very like a little bit of me was like, yo, did you just fuck up the stove because you wanted more oven space, right?
No, right.
But I know she didn't do it like that, so I was cool. So I let her pick. I gave her the budget. I told her what we could afford. I said I could afford this, and I'm gonna splurge a little more because I want you to get a nice stove. She went above that number. I got that stove. It comes in. It gets delivered. I get the install done on my own. You know, I'm hyped. I'm like, all right, she gonna be happy. We got a brand new stove.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, shorty, the stove is here. She's like, cool, and turned back around and went back to bed.
Okay.
Like no enthusiasm.
All right.
For the stove. Stove showed up 8 a.m. I'm getting up for the stove. I don't give a fuck about dealing with these people. You know, stove gets installed. She give no like stove enthusiasm.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, yo, this fucked up. Like I felt like this would have been like not even a thank you. I didn't need that, but I wanted I'm happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What else did she have going on?
Oh, she a little sick. I know she got like she been dealing with like the COVID stuff, and like she a little under the weather. Okay.
So keep that into account. Did you say anything to her about it?
No, I wouldn't do that. Nah. I would only tell everybody else in the world. Nah, like I figured out like a while ago that like none of my like actual family really listens to like my stuff.
Okay. All
So
right.
like I could talk on like a podcast as long as like it's not a TV recording
Right. They
or
don't
my
pay
album.
attention.
They don't pay attention. So
Word.
like,
Word.
this is what it is. And I ain't mad at that, but it actually helps me because I can vent,
Yes.
and like work through my process. You know?
Okay. I'm willing
yeah.
to bet she had 2 to 3 other things on her mind.
Okay.
And that when she saw that done, she was like, okay, great. And then went to whatever was next on the list of her brain.
Right.
And I don't think she did it, and not in any way to slight you, which I don't think you feel like anyway. You just wish you had gotten a little more appreciation for it. Who knows, she may also, I think you benefit from getting a new oven just as much as everyone else. Not everything you eat is from a flat top. Not everything you eat is from the stove top. There's something else for sure that you may not realize.
Fair.
So, but I think she may, because that really feels like something I would do when I have like a million things going on. I'm like, okay, great, that's done. And then I go to the next thing. I bet that's what happened.
Okay.
But
it didn't feel like to be clear, like I'm not mad.
Yeah, you're not
like,
mad.
I didn't feel like malice from her. And I also, to be clear, I didn't want like a, yay, you did it. Because I didn't do necessarily something that like warranted that.
Yeah.
But I did think I did something that like would make her happy. So I wanted to like, oh, dope. Like I got this. Like when I get Jordans, I'm hyped.
Right.
I thought this was like her Jordan equivalent.
It was, but she has. How long has she been using it now?
The stove?
Yeah.
As of right now, it's been in the house 4 hours.
Oh, bruh.
Like a part of me, like 8 hours.
Okay, look, stop.
It's today. I'm tight, shot.
What is wrong with you? You dork. Okay, look. She will have her Jordan moment when she puts on her Jordans, i.e., when she really uses that stove.
Okay.
She may even say, wow, like to you, like, man, look, this is so much easier with this new oven. She may even say that to you. But she will definitely be like, even if it's to herself at first, once she feels better and she's up on her feet and she's able to like use it the way that she envisioned, which is why she picked it out. The minute she's able to do the thing that she has not been able to do because she, not only because the other oven was broken, but because it didn't have the capability, that's her Jordan moment.
Okay.
So it's just going to take a little, you just got to wait for that and then you will see it.
Okay, I'll be patient. I'm not
normal. Yeah, be patient. 4 hours. Oh, Lord.
Listen, I share my faults on this podcast. Okay?
You do. I admire you for it. You really do.
I'm trying to be better as a person, and I feel like that requires transparency about how you're feeling and listening to other logical people tell you, nah, that's wrong. Okay? That's what we do. That's how I get better as a people.
Yeah.
We should all do that more. So yeah, it's not my strong point. I don't read those things well. I'm trying.
I know. And that's so funny that it's 4 hours. Well, I'm glad that I caught you at the 4 hour mark because I'd hate for this to be like, it's been a week or something and you've been kind of frosty and not realizing it.
Nah. Like, Sha, like if this would have been a day, my tweets would have been wild.
Yeah. So I'm glad.
It would have got real.
I'm glad that I managed to get in there before real damage was done.
Oh, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Fact check. Home COVID-19 tests were not designed to use water and other liquids, manufacturer says. That's right. There is no evidence to support social media claims that water droplets testing positive for COVID-19 are proof that the virus particles are in water supplies.
What is happening?
Who needed to know? How many of y'all are doing this that this needed to be a statement? Okay. Representatives for Abbott, the U.S. manufacturer of home COVID-19 tests, told routers that the tests are not being used as intended and that other liquids have chemical properties which can cause a chemical reaction on the test strip, resulting in misleading or inaccurate results. An example of the claim made in a video was posted to Facebook on December 2021.
When are y'all going to stop looking at fucking Facebook for anything? I should have known there was some shit on Facebook.
Yo, like, this blows my mind that like so many people were convinced of this.
They're not even doing the fucking, okay, hold on, let me read this part. The 30-second clip does not show the test process from beginning to end, but does show the swab held in running tap water. This is instead of the 6 drops of extraction reagent specified in the kit's instructions. By the way, if you've used the kit, if you haven't, it comes with some droplets, some magic droplets. You got to put exactly 6 drops in a hole. You swab your nose, you stick it in where the stuff is, you twist it 3 times. You close it up, you let it do its thing for 15 minutes, right? That's what happens. You don't hold it under running water. You don't hold any test under running water. Like, you don't check a pregnancy. You don't pee on a pregnancy test and then just rinse that off right quick. So that's an issue. Let's see. A similar post featured a photo of a positive home test bearing the caption in part, quote, "I really hope y'all don't drink faucet water. Y'all might not believe me, but the water tested positive for COVID. I test people every day. This is what I do at work," end quote. You don't use punctuation, but you test. Anywho. And I am saying this as a dummy, as a big old dummy. When COVID is found in water, it's usually in wastewater, and that's because it shows up in your waste when you have it.
Okay.
Especially back when it was giving people diarrhea. When they found COVID in water, it was in wastewater.
Huh.
So unless you drink in wastewater, what's happening?
That's it.
Also, whoever said it was in the water? Where did you even get that from?
That's what's bothering me. Like, how many of y'all are going around with this that A, someone had to test it, and B, some of y'all saw that and were like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. I'm trying to tell you it's in the water. So, so great. So now you're just not going to drink water? You didn't need if you needed a COVID test to show you that COVID was in the water for you to not mess with water, you haven't been drinking water to begin with.
At all.
At all. With your dry ass. You know you dehydrated brain thinking that it's in the water. Get out of here.
Oh my God. Your skin must be so ashy. My goodness.
So yeah, don't do that. Also, these tests are hard to come by for certain segments of the population. Why are you out here fucking around with tests and putting them in sinks?
Come on,
give me all your tests back. Give me your tests. Give me the part of the brain you're not using. Stop it.
You don't deserve it, okay? Cut it out. It's not for you.
Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, no. Okay, further on it says, Reuters investigated claims that Coca-Cola produced positive COVID-19 tests in a December 2020 fact check. Oh, my God.
Yeah, yo. They get into a store of drinks. This reminds me of like when they were saying that like tropical fantasy kills sperm. Like there was like that whole thing in New York. I don't know if it was like everywhere. What 50-cent soda?
Oh, well, it probably was. I mean, if it's 50 cents, it probably was.
Yeah, but they didn't inject like sperm killer in the soda. They killed your sperm because it was unhealthy.
Yeah. Okay? That's on you. That's not. Don't put all that on tropical fantasy.
They were solving a market issue. Okay, they saw a gap. Okay, people were thirsty and they only had 50 cents, and they provided a solution. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not. Don't worry about that.
The Coke is fine. The water is better.
Yeah. I mean,
know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. If you have to. Man, if COVID was in the water, and Atlanta would be gone. Atlanta would just disintegrate. If COVID's in the Coca-Cola,
That's it.
The whole city gone. My whole city gone. Just poof, gone. How ridiculous.
Oh man, freaking Tyler Perry out there by himself. Oh man, we we can't vaccinate the planet every 6 months, says COVID-19. That's such
I don't know why that's so funny to me. That's so funny to me.
Yo, that's such a fire quote, yo.
Hey, y'all, we can't keep doing this shit. Says man who made this shit.
Yo. That is perfect. Andrew Pollard, one of the creators of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, has said that giving people booster shots twice a year is not sustainable. Speaking to the UK newspaper The Telegraph, Pollard said, "We can't vaccinate the planet every 6 months."
Shit, we barely able to do it now. Oh, wow.
Oh man, Pollard is a realist. Pollard, who also heads up the UK's Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization, stressed the need to target the vulnerable going forward, rather than administering doses to all of those over 12 years old. More data is needed to ascertain whether, when, and how often those who are vulnerable will need the additional doses.
Wow.
I kind of rock with this ideology. I mean, I think this is where we're going, because you have too many people that are already pushing back, obviously, on getting vaccinations. So I do think this is kind of where we're heading. Essentially, I think it'll kind of, because I would assume it's going to be like the shots they give you when you're a kid. Like, so you need these before to attend school, and then once you're over 18, you know, if you want to get them, great. If you don't, rock. And then if you're over 60, or if you have one of the like pre-existing conditions, you should probably do this more often.
Right,
but
right,
we can't force you, if you will. But I think that's the direction we're heading in, just because that's what people that are there are doing as is. Just they're just angry about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is just going to be, it'll turn out like the flu shot, which I need to get. I need to get me a flu shot. but yeah, like I guess that is ultimately what it'll be, like just another one of the ones that you got to get to go to school, and people yell about those too. So just add it to the pile.
Yo, can I ask? Like, I don't know much about this stuff, obviously, but like, why can't they have like a vaccine like mixer? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, this is the flu COVID shot. Like, why can't they like blend it?
I guess it's because they're viruses and they clearly mutate. I guess the thinking is you're never able to fully get whatever that, because every year the flu shot is a little different.
Right, but that's the same thing though. Like, because now I got to do like various shots every year. Like when I take my kids, for example, they're like, "Oh, you got to get these 5 shots. So get these 2 this week. Come back a month later, get the other 3. So like we ain't stabbing your son 5 times. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I get that, but like to me, it was always like, "Yo, why don't you just get like the big tube, put all that shit in there?"
I'm willing to bet that it's a science thing that is beyond us. But it may be once it mixes in that way, it's not exactly as effective.
Like I want like a vaccine smoothie, like.
Yeah, I don't. Well, here's the thing. I don't think smoothies are as effective as people think they are.
You don't think kale and pineapple?
Yeah, I don't think that's really. I don't know what that's supposed to be doing, but for a lot of people, in order to get that stuff down, you got to add honey. And so, what are we doing now? Like it's not. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but I know when I drink like a green juice or something, it in order for me to finish it, it needs to taste good. And so now I'm like, well, in order for it to taste good, I'm sure I'm defeating the purpose. For my sweet tooth having ass, yeah. So that might ultimately be why. But also I think it's because of the various mutations from year to year.
Okay.
That they change, what is in the shot from year to year. And those changes might be too much to just constantly just throw them all in. Because I mean, the thing with the smoothie is what it's going to be. It's going to be banana and strawberry. It's going to be pineapple and greens and a little honey and like it's at no point in the following year is it like, oh, we can't use that anymore. It's not effective. Now we're putting this in. It's like it's a constant.
Nah, but like when you like go out drinking like every year, like you might be a Henny dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I drink Henny heavy, right? But like every year there's like a new Henny drink,
Right.
So it still hits, but you need a different, like if you was like a Henny dude from like 98, you
Right.
had like, Henny and Hypnotic,
Sure.
And then it was like, nah, be like, I'm getting older. I still need my Henny, but I can't do the double alcohol. You switch to like Henny and Coke.
Right.
Then you older, now you like, yo, I still want the Coke, but I'm diabetic now. Then you get Henny with Diet Coke.
Sure.
So like,
I think
it's still the same thing.
The difference there is that your alcoholism isn't changing from year to year. What is changing is what is making you switch out your mixer.
Okay.
Right? But so you are still adjusting for that. At some point you can't just throw all the Hennies and the mixers in one thing and just drink them all and be good with it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I will say I feel like you're right. I also feel like if I brought this up at Johnson & Johnson, they would make it.
See, don't bring it to Johnson & Johnson because they will make it. Don't go to them
tomorrow.
Yeah, don't go to them. Not Johnson & Johnson.
They'll be like, new flu shot called Coco Loso.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean? Oh, man. Washington football team to reveal its new name on February 2nd. And it won't be the Wolves or the Red Wolves.
Is that what we thought it might be?
Apparently, the Washington football team will reveal its new name on February 2nd. Team president Jason Wright made the announcement on the team's website stating, "We can't wait to hit the ground running with our new team name and identity on a clear path, one without distracting obstacles, legal or otherwise being racist shit. The new name will not be the Wolves or Red Wolves," Wright said, after careful consideration.
Oh, so they were thinking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like Washington, I'm going to go out, just an idea. I know you probably already have it set, but I feel like you want to avoid the word red altogether.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like
I felt like that was a safe call. I'm surprised that this
close. That Red Wolves even came up means we did not listen during our training. When we had our diversity training meeting a year and a half ago, I feel like we didn't listen.
Yeah, this bothered me with like St. John's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing. And it's like like New York St. John's University was huge. With this local college team, they were called the St. John's Redmen, and similar thing. It came up. It was a big deal, but New York being more progressive, they changed this in like the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it to the Red Storm.
Okay.
So I'm like, I guess it's not like a living thing,
right?
But I'm like, yo, like you could have like chosen something without red in it. I feel like you left that in for the people that was like, nah, we really still want to say Redmen.
Yeah, that's probably a mistake. I don't think that was.
I will say I picked this article because I love like when big businesses have to like have stupid announcements. You know what I mean? Like just this whole idea that there was like a meeting where they were like, yo, everybody wants us to call it Wolves. All right, so you gotta get out there and tell them, hey, we got a name and it's not Wolves. And we can't call it Wolves because there's a lot of other teams called Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to cheer for a team named Wolf, that's great, but it has to be one of the other teams. not our team because we can't legally use wolves because the other teams already using wolves.
Are
Like
there
those were
any
real. Those were real
wait?
statements they had to say.
Are there that's so funny. Are there any NFL teams called the Wolves?
No, but like there's pro teams and college teams that own
Okay.
like a lot of like wolves like or
Yeah.
wolves extended team names.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why we don't do it like high school and call everyone the Wildcats.
I'm with it.
Just the Washington Wildcats, the fucking Atlanta Wildcats, just the New York Wildcats, the New Jersey Wildcats, like whatever.
Yeah, I was so tight with my high school. We were the Terriers. I was like, yo, like how many dog teams was in this league when y'all picked that name that was where y'all stood on?
That's so
And
funny.
there was no like pit bulls, no Rottweilers. All of those team names
Yeah,
was taken.
I don't think I want to fight. I don't know if I want to go up against the Rots.
That's what I'm saying. That sound hard. I was like, yo, the Rots, they tackle. That would have been hype. Nobody's scared of Terriers.
No, I don't know. Terriers, they bite your ankles and shit. They're very aggressive. They're very smart. They're very aggressive.
That's exactly what they told us at the meetings.
Yeah,
when we was
I'm sure that's
about
exactly where they went. I'm sure that's where they went. It is not ferocious, but I mean, if you give it time, it definitely will wear you down. Like, that's not necessarily what you're looking for in a sports team, but I get
it. Oh, man. Well, good luck to the Washington not Wolves. I'm cheering for y'all. Finally, the Biden administration, Biden's $1 billion bet to make beef cheaper is out there. It's happening. That's right. The White House on Monday offered a solution to surging meat prices, an action plan that included investing $1 billion of American Rescue Plan funds to boost competition in the industry and promised to ramp up regulation and enforcement of anti-competition laws. Some experts say the move is unlikely to offer relief at grocery stores right away, though. Biden administration's investment, which includes grants, loans, money for training, new labeling rules, and ways for farmers to report anti-competitive concerns, is designed to spark competition in the meat processing industry, which is dominated by a small number of massive companies. The White House urges that the concentration in the sector is chiefly responsible for the higher prices for consumers. More competition will lead to lower prices, according to the administration.
I don't know if I believe, I mean, I don't understand business, and I feel like this is a thing that people always say is that the more competition will lead, will pass the savings on to you and all that kind of shit. But I also noticed that we get those savings and then slowly everybody agrees to just inch it on up.
Yeah.
So like, no. I don't know. I don't know business, but there's just so much. There's so much here. And I mean, I guess what I'm learning these are the things that you have to do in order to get the prices down. But I also wish it was a little bit easier.
Yeah, because I agree with the ideology. I actually do believe that competition lowers price.
Right.
Or at the very least makes things fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that works in businesses where you can have the full range of business sizes, right? Like you can have a real mom and pop operation to a huge thing. Like I think that works in restaurants,
right?
Ideally, but I can't see that directly working with like meat because it's not like there's no like local farmer in Brooklyn,
right? Yeah, because I guess that's who all the grant money and all that kind of shit is for, like the local people,
right? But I felt like everyone grew for like 4 companies, right? Like you getting it from Purdue or whatever.
Right.
Like he got all the chicken. There's no I get my chicken actually from homeboy on the corner.
Yeah. Okay. So that is an issue.
He kind of dope with it. You know what I mean? His chickens is different, and they only $2 a chicken or some crazy shit. So like I feel like the meat industry, like it has to be run by big companies, right? Like I feel like the smallest meat company is still a big company.
Well, I mean, if you think about your local farm to table kind of farmer, right? Who's like locally sourced, people in the neighborhood, doing their region, servicing their region, and they have a hard time kind of getting a leg up because here comes Big Cow and they're laying waste to them. So I understand like the grants and the training to show them how to compete with the big cow. But isn't there a way to like cut Big Cow down? You know what I mean?
So much there. I'm loving all of this. There's so many butcher jokes in this.
Isn't there a way? Isn't there a way to? I don't want to hurt the cow, but I do want to take some of its power and give it to smaller, butchers, right? Like smaller meat processing places to even it out a bit. I guess I'm just talking about socialism, right? Am I just saying? Isn't there just socialism for the beef? Every time I'm like, what if they did? And then I'm like, oh, that's socialism. Every time.
I think we're talking about Animal Farm at this point. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. Boy, if I was well read, I wouldn't be saying these things out loud. I'd be like, why would you say such a simplistic thing? But I'm not. So now listeners get to hear how stupid I am when I'm like, why don't we give it to everyone equally? Yeah, well, you dummy.
Man, that's right. Shalewa wishes we were in Cuba right now.
Yeah, look, hey, everybody, either read everything or read nothing.
That's it.
No in between. Don't have a notion.
Or know the shit.
Yeah.
One or the other. If you would like for the Washington football team to be renamed Big Cow. All you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. That's right.
Yeah.
4 stars, okay, you still repping this wolf nonsense, okay? They don't want that. 5 stars, you see the vision. You want to rock a Washington Big Cow jersey.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. You can still do the red. You a butcher. You good.
Oh, God. Okay. That's a little morbid, but yes, you could do that. That's true. You could just have a cow with gold and burgundy spots. It's stylish. You could do it. It could be done.
If you got any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. If you could draw a cow wearing burgundy gold chains and all that.
Just a big cow football player.
A big cow football player.
A big football playing cow. I don't know. Because we've got submissions. So.
Yeah, we got some awesome stuff already. We're sharing all those on our accounts shortly. But yeah, send those out. With all that said, I am the general manager of the Washington Big Cow football team. My name's Gastor Almonte with the head coach.
Oh, great.
The Washington Big Cow football team, Shalewa Sharpe. This has been a bonus episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.